So now, going back to this, we are going to compress these spikes using the compressor. Whenever you use an effect or a macro um, or analyze, that always works on what you have selected. You have this selected, that's what it's going to work on. If you oopsed if you do something like amplify. See how big that got? It only amplified the part that's selected. Hit Control Z to undo that because that was not something we would probably want. So in order to work on things, you have to have a selection. You need to have something highlighted. The way you do that, you can do Control A down here, or you can double click. Double clicking selects the whole track. When we're doing these adjustments like lowering the spikes or changing the gain or normalizing, we're doing all these things we're going to do in the next few minutes. I want to make sure we always have the entire track selected so we don't just do it to part of it. That can be a mistake that you don't notice, and when you get to listening to it afterwards, there's like one little section that sounds really weird because it's so much louder or quieter. And the reason for that is because you didn't have the whole track selected when you changed things. So when we're doing things to the whole track, let's make sure it's the whole track. Double click. Then what we want to do is we want to use the compressor first. First thing we want to do is get these spikes down. This is a complicated looking control, but really if you just set the numbers that I have, this one you slide and adjust. I set this to 9 or 10. The noise floor, I want it 75. If you recall, the ACX noise floor, I think, is around 60 or 65. Remember, the bigger the negative number, the quieter it is. So ACX is saying 65 is quiet enough. That's if you get your noise down below 65 dB, minus 65 dB, then you're acceptable. I'm saying I want this thing to pay attention to the noise floor. What's the noise level? Not where Phyllis is not talking. I want that noise to be around minus 75, which is about minus 10 dB quieter than ACX requires. So these two, the 10 dB says how far above Phyllis's voice do I want to have the spikes. So I'm saying 10 dB is okay. The rest of them aren't important, but you want this to be 5 to 1 and this one to be 75 and 0.2 and 1. You want to make sure it says compress based on peaks. We are compressing the peaks, not Phyllis. Make up 0 dB after compressing. What this does, I'll show you. Here we'll do this, and you notice that the tops all wiggle along, but now those peaks follow Phyllis's voice. The volume or the dynamics of Phyllis's voice, which are the dark areas here, the peaks, instead of having these random way off and never land peaks, now follow along basically the same shape. So what's happened is there's one down there. What's happened is the peaks have been compressed down to where Phyllis's voice starts, and Phyllis's voice has been amplified up to where the bottom of the peak will be now. And the noise floor, the part down on the bottom here, has been limited to minus 75 dB. So all that happened in that one thing. Now if we undo that, that's Control Z, and we go to Effect, Compressor, and let's say we make up 0 gain. What this is going to do, 0 dB, it says after you get done doing everything we just saw it do, we also want you to expand it up to where it goes all the way up to 0 dB, which should be the top of the chart. 0 dB is as loud as you can be. So it's not only compressing, it's amplifying. And you'll notice it's taller, and the tallest peak down here touches the top. You'll see down here's one that touches the bottom. So it compressed it down, and then it amplified it until it was full range. Either way is fine, but you want it based on the peaks. Let's undo that and do it compressor and turn these off. Now we're saying we're not telling it to do it based on the peak, and the result is nothing. It didn't know what to do with it. Everything's fine. I don't know. You want me to do something? Tell me. So, excuse me. So we undo, and then we go back to effect. So we want the peaks, compressed based on peaks, to be reduced at the 10 dB point. That's all that means. And we get this. Now we don't bother making it amplify it because we're going to take care of the amplitude next. So now that we have the peaks compressed, you notice we still have some because those add to the ambience. Everybody makes noise when they're speaking. You do away with all these peaks and it isn't going to sound, it's going to start sounding robotic. In fact, let me show you that as long as we're wasting time here. Compressor, let's go, 50 dB. We're going to compress this down as much as possible. And wham, look at that. There's virtually no peaks left. It's all Phyllis. That's not good. First off, Phyllis's amplitude doesn't vary that much. It's very level, and so it's very monotonic. It's not monotonic. That would be the different frequencies. It's very level amplitude, and we don't speak that way. We speak soft and we speak loud, and so does Phyllis. So this is not good. If you start seeing this, you know you've overdone it, you've gone too far, and this will sound not good. It may not sound bad to you right now, but trust me, you don't want this. It's a bad idea. So we undo that, and we go back to compressor, and I've found 10 to work best with the recording setups that you're using right now. And this gives us compresses the peaks down, gives them close to following at a fixed level above Phyllis. When Phyllis goes up, they go up. When she goes down, they go down. Okay? Next thing we want to do is we want to set the average volume to be between 18 and 22, minus 18 and minus 22. I usually set it around minus 21 because as we're editing, it's going to change. When we add in the lead in, it's going to change. So I just want it kind of in the middle. We can look and see what it is right now. If you go to Analyze, make sure you have the whole thing selected, double click, go to Analyze, Contrast, and what this does is it measures the RMS volume between two sources. So we're only going to use one right now, we just want to use ours. So we take the foreground and say measure, and it says right now the average volume of our track is 19.6, which is in ACX specs. This would pass. They want between minus 18 and minus 22, I'm pretty sure. So it's not too bad right now, actually. But just to be consistent with all the other recordings we've done, what we want to do is we want to go to RMS Normalize, go to Effect, RMS Normalize, and let's set it to 21. And what this is going to do is it's going to amplify or change the gain, change the size, change the volume of the waveform so that the average is 21 when you add it all up. And we run through there, and you see it got a little bit smaller because 19 is louder than 21, minus 19. So it reduced the volume a little bit to get it down to minus 21. We can see that by making sure we have it selected. Go to Analyze, Contrast, and let's look at the average, and it did in fact adjust the average to minus 21. So that's what we did there. So the two things that we've done so far is compress these spikes down to where they're a little bit above Phyllis's voice, and they follow the amplitude of Phyllis's voice, so that they trend volume-wise the same, rather than being these bright, loud clicks that happen. They'll be more subtle. So we've got the spikes down, we've got the average volume set. The other requirement to pass is the peak amplitude. What is the amplitude of the highest peaks here, like this one, or like this one? And we have a simple double click and effect, amplify. And what we're going to do here is we're going to tell this that we want the highest peak to be minus 3.1. ACX spec is minus 3. We're going to make it just a little bit. That's Siri that keeps popping up. I should tell her to shut up. I know, you heard me. This effect will, when we put this in, it will search this timeline, search this waveform, and if it finds any peaks that are higher than this, louder than this, it will calculate how much it has to amplify or de-amplify the waveform to the very highest peak is at minus 3.1. So we just put in where we want the highest peak to be, minus 3.1, and hit OK. And you'll see a little change. It changed it down just a touch. So we now have adjusted everything that would be required to get ACX approval, except we just noticed when we changed the peak amplitude, the whole thing got smaller, right? Well, that means the average got smaller. So we better double check that and make sure we didn't make it quieter than the required average amplitude. So we go back. Now what we just did is we reduced it so that the tallest peak in here, this one right here, the tallest one is at minus 3.1. Now we're going to make sure that it's okay that the average volume wasn't too screwed up. So we can go back to contrast and just take a quick check, and we're at 22 now. See, I said it reduced it when we changed the peak. So what we'd have to do, this one is actually out of spec. I think it goes from 18 to 22, maybe 23. But that's too close. I don't want it that high. Well, darn it, let's just see. Let's go to Analyze, ACX check. It'll tell me, I don't remember now if it's 22 or 23. 23 we might let it go, because we're going to have to do one more time. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's good. So 22 is acceptable. It passes at 22. So we won't adjust that again. The point being to get this all close now, but then we're going to go in and we're going to edit everything. We're going to take out pauses, we're going to reduce noise, and we're going to add in the lead-in audio. When we do that, all these numbers are going to change. So we'll have to come back at the end and check it again. We got it into ballpark because we don't want to do big changes after we get done. We just want to do a little bit of minor adjustments. So when we get done, if any one of those three has drifted out of spec, we'll make adjustments to them then, and I'll show you how to do that. So at this point we are passing, everything is cool. We have to wait for that to go away, and the waveform we can see has a nice dynamics contour up and down, but there are no outstanding spikes that are unique that are going to catch our attention. They're all kind of the same, except for